IHL, what limits the Human Rights Council's effectiveness? Imagine trying to fix a leaky faucet with a wrench that doesn't turn. That's similar to how the Human Rights Council operates when it comes to enforcing international humanitarian law. The Council is a key player in protecting civilians and upholding the Geneva Conventions, but many factors hold it back from being as effective as it could be. First, the Council cannot force countries to follow its recommendations. Unlike courts that can impose penalties, the Human Rights Council's decisions are voluntary. Countries can ignore or only superficially accept its advice, which means violations often go unpunished. This lack of enforcement makes it easier for violators to ignore international norms without consequences. Another challenge is who sits on the Council. Some member states have poor human rights records themselves. This creates a conflict of interest because they can block or weaken efforts to hold violators accountable. Politics often influence decisions more than humanitarian concerns, which can undermine the Council's credibility. Civil society groups and human rights defenders are essential for providing on-the-ground information about conflicts and civilian suffering. However, the Council has limited access for these groups. Budget cuts, procedural rules, and fewer speaking opportunities mean the Council often misses critical independent reports. Without this information, it's harder to respond effectively to violations of international humanitarian law. Funding is another big issue. The Council's work is hampered by chronic underfunding. This means fewer investigations, less monitoring, and limited outreach. When resources are tight, the quality of reports and follow-up actions suffer, making it harder to protect civilians or ensure compliance with the Geneva Conventions. Political tensions also play a role. Countries often prioritize their strategic interests over humanitarian needs. This leads to selective attention, where some conflicts get more focus than others. It also results in debates that are more about politics than protecting civilians, which weakens the Council's impartiality. Finally, the Council has an overloaded agenda. It has many mandates, investigations, and resolutions to handle. This heavy workload stretches its capacity thin, making it difficult to focus on specific conflicts or violations. When the Council is spread too thin, its impact diminishes. All these factors combine to limit what the Human Rights Council can do. Without stronger enforcement, better membership rules, increased funding, and more civil society involvement, it struggles to hold violators accountable. This means civilians in war zones often face continued risks because the international community's response is hampered by these limitations. Improving these areas could help the Council better protect human rights and uphold the laws of armed conflict.